Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Welcome to Sorare in the States Football. Here are your hosts, the Taco Slayer Jorge and MLS card guy Chris.
Welcome back to another So Rare in the States live. Doing the thing
Live.
live. I'm already out of breath. I don't even know why the intro. I was dancing too hard during the intro that I'm all out of breath. But dude, we're here. It's an international break. There's still MLS games happening this weekend because it's MLS and we don't care about your rules. We just go ahead and play through. So this is gonna be a little So Rare show, a little So Rare in the States, minus the States a little bit, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty of things in the So Rare streets. We don't often talk about So Rare specifically and all the things that they're doing, the things that are happening in and around. But we're going to do that today. And Chris, I'm still out of breath. How are you?
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm great. It's all great. We're not fed up and tired and frustrated at all. That's not
not at all, right?
No.
Everything
Completely
is sunshine,
happy.
sunshine, lilies,
and rainbows,
ponies, candy, bubblegum, all that good stuff. We're gonna, you seem to perk up a little bit when I told you what the show was going to be about today. You got a little bit excited. you got that like spicy look in your eye where like feel like we're about to get into it and might lose
what?
like 3 of the 4 followers that we have.
I need to get this off my chest. Like we've got to get through this.
We do.
Frustrated.
We're gonna get, we got to get the grievances out, right? Because whether it's you agree with stuff that you see or you disagree with stuff, there's just sometimes things that just don't make sense. They just really grind your gears, right? They really get under your skin.
It grinds my gears.
Yeah, dude. That's gonna be a segment. You know what? We're just to like ease our stress, right? We're just gonna like have that segment what grinds our gears, and then we're just gonna nail into it. So just kicking it off right now, I'm just going to dive right into it, to be honest. Chris, is there anything that you want to start off with? I gave you a list of topics that I wanted to talk about, but is there anything specifically that you just like, you feel like you just need to get it out right now?
So let's talk about this So Rare store, right? This club shop that we both love so much.
Got this hat from the club shop. What's up? Shout out So Rare. Hey, 15,000 coins. What's that? All right, I'm done.
No, you're not allowed to be happy about this. So first off, we're gonna separate all the sports. Like, you're gonna earn different So coins for different things. It's not like your So Rare MLB So coin is no good here in the football shop, right? Because we don't want people to play all 3 sports. We just want people to play one sport. So you are gonna have to earn your way through each of the individual sports. Number 2. There isn't even anything in the So Rare MLB shop. Like it's literally just a boost that helps you for 1 game week, and it does nothing for you.
Oh wait, what does the boost do? Because I don't play baseball. What does the boost?
It gives you an extra 5% boost. It's not even like a captain boost
for 1 week.
5% for 1 week for 1 player, and it costs 2,400 coins for a super rare. Like that's 10% of what I have total. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it literally does nothing. They have a merch tab that's obviously empty, and they have nothing else in here. They just have a common card swap that you can get an extra common card swap, which
very, very useful. I use the MLS one all the time.
Sure. But yeah, like you can't do anything with it, right? You can't even go to football. You can't go into football and actually, try to get in line as one of the 17,000 people to get a So Rare hat or a signed jersey. No, that's not how this works. So yeah, no, you have to keep all of your coins in So Rare MLB and actively not spend them and not do anything with them. So it's great.
Look, it's not about what you could spend in the club shop. It's about the possibilities of what you could eventually buy in the club shop, right? That's the dream that keeps on giving.
Eventually, someday, I'll be able to sit in line and be on my phone at exactly 11 a.m. for a Julio Rodriguez signed jersey, and then also not get one because there's one jersey for the 30 billion people that play this game.
Okay, so not even getting into the nittier grittier stuff of the club shop because we'll get there. But like before we leave this whole baseball thing, what's the point of adding the club shop coins in like the middle? Because it was in the middle of the season, right?
It was like at the end of the season. It was
to
like
then
mid-August.
To then not even do anything with it. Like, why not just wait till the next season? I get like this whole like you want a parity in all three sports, bring them together a little bit, make them all feel similar. But if you're not going to do anything with it, what's the point? Because now you done pissed off the MLS card guy. I'm sure other people feel this way too. But now you got all these coins and you're just sitting there and like, hey, maybe you can use them in the off season. That's a way to pull you in the off season. Maybe like, haha, we got you. You want to use these coins? Come spend them in the off season. But yeah, it's a little weird that they just dropped them mid-season and then proceeded to do nothing with them.
And it's not even like you can play baseball and then use them in the football shop. Like they're two different so coins, which also makes no sense. Like, why would we not want to encourage people to play multiple sports? Like, we want people as invested as possible. Like, if I'm Sorare football, it doesn't do me any good to go play Sorare MLB and get so coins from that. I can't use them.
So the only thing that I could see, especially now as like these coins roll out and they're still fresh, is that it wouldn't be fair for everyone that has been playing football for 3 years or however long, I guess they released the coins. Since that point, I've been stacking all these coins up, and it wouldn't be fair for them to just come over to baseball or NBA and just scoop up all the cool shit because they already
scoop up all their common card swaps.
I mean, in theory, they would have stuff in there. If they had stuff in the club shop, in theory, at this point, it would have made sense because all the whales on football would just scoop up all the stuff anyway. So I could see it at that point. But yeah, for someone like me who strictly plays MLS and then I transition everything to NBA, everything that I didn't spend during that MLS season, if NBA drops something cool, I 100% want to spend it over there. But I do kind of get that. But yeah, I really don't see a reason why they wouldn't allow it other than the fact that, yeah, right now it'd be a little lopsided and unfair.
And then the last point about the club shop here, like there is still not anything in it. It's been a thing for how long? There's nothing. Like you can't go in and buy like a hat. Like how hard is it to produce a hat? Honestly, like how hard is that? You should just have a stock. You should have a stock of like 100 billion of those, and I should be able to go in anytime I want and purchase a hat from the Sorare store. I should be able to go in anytime I want and purchase a Sorare t-shirt, even a Sorare jersey. Like I should be able to purchase anytime I want because you should just have those things. Like you should have enough stock. You're a $4 billion company or whatever it is. You should have enough stock to be able to handle like it shouldn't just be like, oh, we're going to drop this at a specific time and we're only going to drop like 5 of them. You know, like I get it with the signed jerseys because like you can't just produce as many as you want. But like have your own merchandise in there. It's a great way to like suck up the SoCoin back up so that it's actually valuable and not
which is also
sitting here in my club doing nothing.
Which is another in part that you bring up the signed jerseys is that there's a reason why. Like, so think of what happens when they release a signed jersey. Everybody's getting there, which means all these people have way too many SoCoins to spend. Which either one, they're giving out
only thing
too
you can
many,
spend it on,
or you have to raise the prices. They're gonna have to raise the prices of the signed jerseys, and nobody's gonna like that. So don't even get me started on the uproar that's gonna happen. But you're either going to have to do 2 things, right? Like either fix the way you drop these things, because signed jerseys like that, there's not a lot of them. There's never going to be a lot of them. And that's something that people have to realize too. Those are very scarce special items, but clearly the demand is there. There's a lot of people that have 35. I don't even have 35,000 coins right now to spend on this kind of stuff.
I do because I haven't used any of it. I literally have not bought a single thing. Actually, that's not true. I bought one MLS swap once because you convinced me.
Let's go.
That's the only thing I've spent. I've 51,000 right now.
So spend them on the extra training lineups. Get that double XP.
But I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like so okay. So in your perfect world here of this perfect club shop, other than like the availability of Sorare merch whenever you want or jerseys whenever you want, what else would you want to see in the club shop?
So if we're gonna do this like limited time only autograph thing, then I think you got to make it like a lottery system where it's like, it's not just like the people with the fastest internet or the people that know how to set up bots can get them.
Right.
Because they're just going to go like set up another account and get another drop You know what I mean? Like, it's really not that hard. So yeah, I would think it'd be like some sort of like random lottery system that you would set up. If you have like 30,000 people that want something and you have 5 of them, then you just like randomly select it instead of like who has the fastest internet. As far as other things that you could have in the shop, I mean, I'd be okay with boosts if they were longer than a week. Like, I'd be okay with like a month long, like, hey, this is your like all-star lineup, like monthly competition. We'll give you a boost on one card for the entire week, right?
Like a second captain almost,
yeah, or like for the entire competition though, not just for like 1 week, because it doesn't seem like it's worth it for 1 week. But
or
like
even for the month longs.
If it boosts for like a month, or it boosts for like 6 months, or the season, like a season boost would be cool. Like take an old season card and just give it the current season boost.
Oh shoot, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Will that kill the market though? Because then the demand for new season mints would basically go out the window at that point.
Well, you just have to price them high enough so that you can't just like like they can't be 100 coin and I can just literally put it on every card in my gallery. You know what I mean? Like it has to be there has to be a price. I don't know. I think there's an equilibrium point where it makes sense, and it's not like everybody can just get this. But like, oh, I have Mbappe and like 17 other shit players, so I'm gonna like invest and make my Mbappe better. You know what I mean?
But that's another thing, and I like that you brought that up. Is this whole like equilibrium point? Is that we have to realize too, and this just goes for the entirety of everything that Sorare does, is that this is still a product like in development and things aren't there. Like this whole club shop thing and going like what we talked about, where like they're just too cheap, they're gonna have to raise the prices. There isn't enough data and enough information on how many people get coins, how often they get them, how fast they get them, and then what they're actually spending them on and what they're holding on. There's just not enough data to be like, hey, this is the price point. This is what works for everybody. This is what we think is fair. And that's going to adjust. The same thing with all the cap modes and the thresholds. And like, dude, it's a work in progress because there's just not enough data for it. And it's just the realistic thing. Like, y'all want to play this game like it's finished and it's been out for 10 years. Like, dude, it's still in its infancy. It's still a startup. And like, what are the hardest industries that you could literally try to build anything in? Like, that alone is just crazy in itself. So take it easy.
All right, I have a crazy idea. Okay,
love it. I'm here for it.
You can use SoCoin on specific new card auctions. Not all auctions, but like some auctions, instead of being in ETH or in cash, it's going to be in SoCoin. And whoever bids the most SoCoin gets the card.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that.
Like you're gonna you're gonna suck up so much of the excess like extra coin that people have, because you're basically giving them free cards, but like also not giving them free cards.
Okay, but do this even better, and they're special edition cards, so you can't get them on auction. They can't be rewarded. Like just like every time, be like or Fridays or Sundays or like
the
pick a day of the week, right?
Yeah,
there you go. We'll talk about that. But like one of those things where like, hey, you know that once a month or at the end of the month, whatever, they have these like crazy special auctions of like team of the month or whatever. And there's all these special cards right here, right? And then you can go and just like bid up with your Sorare coins, like these special like auctions.
SoCoin. Yeah.
I love that.
And then that drains the SoCoin out of the market. Like Sorare has to give up like a couple cards, but you know, I think they can handle that.
See,
and that way SoCoin is actually worth something, you know?
Right.
Like I didn't go spend 0.05 ETH on this. I spent 30,000 SoCoin instead. It's like now I know like my SoCoin is worth like nothing still, but it's like more than nothing. It's like almost nothing now instead of just being nothing.
Yeah, and especially because it's not like, because you wouldn't be able to put any other worth on it, right? Because it's a special, unique item. There's nothing like it. Like, yeah, it could be a Messi, but because it's a special Messi, like everything else that is Messi on the platform, like their value does not compare to this one unique item. So you still technically can't add monetary value.
You can also make it unsellable.
Ooh, coming in with that little FIFA untradeable, which is like, I hate that. God, so
I hate that too.
The good stuff.
I hate that too. But actually, that's like a great idea, because like you can buy a Messi and use the Messi, but you can't actually like, oh, I'm just gonna buy 50,000 SoCoin worth of a Messi and then turn around and sell them for $300, and I just like basically just turned my 50,000 into $300 as cash. You know
But
what I mean?
where does that clash with the idea of what Web3 is and crypto is, even though Sorare is more like a Web 2.5? But that is going back to the traditional, hey, you spend all this time, you grind all this stuff, you spend all this money on real cars to get so coins to just get this thing that just lives in this ecosystem, and that's it. That's like what Own Your Game is
True.
literally anti about.
Sure. Yeah. I'd be on board with that. If we wanted to just make it sellable, I'm fine with that.
It would have to, yeah, it would have to be, but again, being able to be so unique that like you really wouldn't be able to compare it to anything else. So, dude, I actually really like that. Look at you. How long you been holding on to that one, or is that like
I
on the spot?
literally came up with it in the last 3 minutes.
Boom.
I did
Look at
not
that.
have that when we
Boom.
started this show.
I love that. Dude,
This is
that's
where the
incredible.
magic happens.
Right here, live on Sorare in the States. Live. Watch.
Live.
I don't know. And yeah, I mean, before we wrap up the whole club shop thing, I don't understand why they don't do their own merch or even sell it. Who cares? I don't care about so coins like, and all that. Like, give me the opportunity to go in and buy.
Yeah.
Listen, merch is everything. That is like 100% the easiest way to like bring revenue in is just merch.
And not only that, but it's basically marketing. Like I then go wear my Sorare stuff to like Pirates games and Steelers games, and it's like, oh my god, Sorare's everywhere.
And guess what? They could just go out. They could partner up with a third party that does quality stuff, and then guess what? They never have to see a lick of any of the merch. They just link the system. It goes through a third party. Boom, 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 and then gone, shipped, out of your mind. And look, if everything is as bad as you think it is, you have to charge us 5% for every time that we sell a stupid NFT for $10. You could sell some hoodies for $70. Trust me. Take away my 5%. Let me earn my $1.50. All right, and sell you as a hoodie, okay? Because 5% thing, man, it hurts sometimes. It really do be hurting. Oh man, club shop Sorare, love it. You've been holding. I'm not gonna lie. I've
hated the club shop for a while, but I didn't have solutions, and I don't know. I felt good about that one.
Yeah, no, it was good. See, there's criticism, there's constructive criticism, and there's bringing solutions to the table instead of just complaining, just to complain. He's bringing things to the table.
Some things you just can't change. They are the way they are for a reason.
They are the way they are. You know what you can change though. You can change jersey mid game, and then hop into the goal, and honestly win the game. I don't know if you saw this game. I missed it. I know a lot of people have been watching AC Milan now that the LeBron James of soccer is over there playing at AC Milan. You know what I'm saying? Crazy game.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he is, but okay.
That's what the internet calls him. Okay, all right. That's what they be saying. Okay, but look, jumps, grabs the keeper gloves. Not as cool as Rodrigo Schlegel. I'm just saying. Nobody wants to talk about Rodrigo Schlegel.
Rodrigo Schlegel did it first
in a playoff game to win
in a penalty shootout,
and he saved a penalty. Like I would stand up right now. It's literally hanging on my wall. I will post a picture. If anybody wants to see the picture of Rodrigo, it is hanging on my wall. Put on, but whatever, incredible. But Sorare, right? They have this amazing partnership with AC Milan. Released an incredible card. I love everything about this. Special edition, Giroud with the goalkeeper kit. Still a forward card, thank God, because Lord knows what that would have done to the game. Did you see this? Did you think it was cool? Did you enjoy it? How is this Giroud card, the sexiest man in football?
I think it's cool. I don't really have like I don't love or hate Olivier Giroud, but it's cool to do like special edition stuff, right? Like this isn't really up my alley, but like this is what you should be doing all the time. This isn't this hard, you know? We can do this.
And they used to do it. They've done it before. We've seen them in the past. With the new NBA announcements, they've said that they were going to strive for doing more special editions, and we've been getting a little bit more of them. But let me bring you a question from the community that is also on this X platform that I've seen thrown around. Why can they do this for Giroud but not do it for everybody else in the world? When I'm still waiting for my Houston Dynamo Ben Olsen's Bossy card that I'm still waiting for.
I would take a literal Ben Olsen card, you know? Like give me that
coach cards.
Completely non-utility Ben Olsen card. I want Ben Olsen fighting somehow. I want to own a fighting Ben Olsen.
Oh my god, can we get a Ben Olsen? I'll get a Vanny Sartini, right? And then,
Oh,
dude, that'll be it. That'll be it.
and then
That's
we
all I
can
need.
put them in the real world because they're 3D. We can put them in the real world and have them like fight each other. You know, like it'd be
That'd be
great.
so fun, dude. That'd be
Dude,
great, dude. So
next
rare,
level.
dude. We are on it. But
Next
Chris,
level.
Chris,
Amin
what is-
Bossy, yeah. I don't know why we don't have it. We just don't care enough, I guess. Or we don't have the manpower, which I get. Like staffing is a thing, but you also expanded the staff quite a bit. So like maybe this is like more of a finer point. Like we want to like build out the game to where we want it, and then we'll like get all the details. And like this is a detail they would get, but.
I mean, in the grand scheme of thing, like it does seem really minuscule, right? But like I get it because it happened before too. It happened with I remember Ivan Angulo came in halfway through the season last year. I was dying for one, never got it. There was a ton of I mean, they released a little small batch of cards. Like they released like Cucho. They did a few at the end of the season. You know, not when the transfer window closed in the summer, but towards the end of the season, they were like, "Oh, hey, by the way, here's these cards for you." I think, and this kind of sparked an idea in my head, which I realized that Sorare almost needs to have a dedicated like head for like every league. So there has to be a director of every league that they have covered that is in the day to day. Because I can guarantee you right now, nobody in the Sorare football office in France is diving deep into Tom Bogert's tweets and the MLS tweets.
That's
and
not
like
true.
Figuring out
Everybody dives deep into Tom Bogert's tweets.
Okay,
By the way,
maybe
shout out
everybody
Tom
does.
Bogert. He got engaged. Good for him.
Yeah,
Friend of the show.
Congratulations. I love
We
that.
love our Tommy. Tommy Scoops.
We do. Great
Yeah.
guy. But
Sorry,
like,
I interrupted.
no, it's good. I do it all the time.
French people
It's
all
great.
love Tom Bogert, and don't you ever say that again.
I'm just jealous of the mustache, you know what I'm saying? But listen, okay? Listen. Bringing it back, all right? They need to have dedicated people that are keeping an eye on the leagues because it's almost like who in the office is like, hey, look at all these transfers that are coming and making an impact in Major League Soccer. Like, they don't know. Nobody tweets about Bossy, okay? The Major League Soccer Twitter is not tweeting about Bossy. So who the heck is going to know? Meanwhile, we're all like, dude, this is a great forward piece for Houston Dynamo right now. Like, what are you doing? And I think and you might be right. It might be a thing where they just don't have the manpower. They're focused on different things. In the grand scheme of things, it is minuscule, but it's also very frustrating that it's not something they have a hold of.
Do you think it could be like a intentionally like we don't want to print more cards in this current season than we have to type of a thing? Like a try to keep the supply as low as possible for all these guys?
I don't think it's that deep. I honestly don't really think that Sorare really cares about the market or doing anything with the market.
I think they do because like if the market drops, they can't auction cards for as much, you know? Like I think they keep it really tight, actually.
I think they keep it tight with the decisions they make and trying not to do things that will like really swing the market too much. But at the end of the day, like they have to know they have no control over it. No matter what they do, they have no idea what the reaction is going to be or how people are going to react, how people are going to do things with it. Like they can have assumptions, they can have really well thought out, educated guesses, but at the end of the day, the market's going to market, baby. At the end of the day, it is what it's, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I could see it being like a manpower thing, or I could see it being like just we're gonna look the other way because we don't want to print a lot of cards thing. Or I could see it as just like an oversight, like these things do slip through the cracks. But I feel like it slips through the cracks too often to be like a legitimate like it's slipping through the cracks, you know? Like,
I just don't think they care.
While I mean Bossy, like they may not know about that one individual. There's like every team has like 2 or 3 players that are like, why isn't this guy minted?
Yeah, no, it's very true. I mean,
and it's
we talked about it at the beginning of the season. We didn't have Kai Kamara for 3 seasons.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. It slips through the cracks on individuals, but like there's too many of them to the.
Messi didn't slip through the cracks though.
Weird how that works.
Dude, crazy how like they caught that one.
Crazy how you immediately get a Miami card like within weeks. Yeah.
Not even within like day they like announced and they were like, oh, look at this Messi unique we're auctioning. What's up? Hey, hello. Right? Wow. And okay, going back, you mentioned the whole money thing. Like, wouldn't it make sense for them to want to drop a brand new #1 cereal in the middle of the season? Like all those spiked up prices for new cards, those are gone, right? They're just slowly drowning and going down as the season progresses. So why wouldn't they want a little mid-season bump? Transfer window closes in the middle of the season. Like get that mid-season bump, Pump our bags, Sorare. What are you doing?
There's only enough money to go around so much. Like the more that you put into it, it may not hurt that one thing, but it'll hurt some and it'll be hard to see.
Oh, trust me, I can't sell anything. But we don't have to
because they print too many #1s of everything else.
Oh man. It is dark, my dude. It is dark times out here.
It's actually dark outside now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. It was light when we started. Look at that. Now you can actually see my lights and stuff. Wow, fancy.
Pretty colors.
What do you see? I was gonna say something. We started talking about light and dark and yeah, man, the bottom is in. I'm calling peak bear right now. Like as soon as this little downside is over, I think it's over. Like,
for
it's
MLS.
all forward looking
for MLS, I could buy that.
Things kind of recovered a little bit after Leagues Cup. Maybe some speculation after Leagues Cup and who was going to do what, and maybe some last minute season buys. But yeah, it's dead out here in the MLS streets. I have looked the other way. I am fully invested in the NBA right now. That is where my brain is.
Let me give you a player for next year.
Okay. Ooh, a little sneaky in 26 minutes in, and dropping the alpha.
So I'm gonna throw this graph up here, okay, and without the player name, and you may be able to figure out what team they're on, but I don't know, maybe not. But anyway, here's the graph of this player, and he's sneaky good. He's really sneaky good. And recently Tom Bogert was like, this guy is like Ricky Pooch light. Like he has roughly the same analytic stats as Ricky Pooch, like pretty close. Basically, really good at everything offensive and really bad at everything defense. This is a guy that didn't start like a lot, right? Like 10 bench appearances, 15. So like these numbers are down a little bit. If you look at like when he actually started, he averaged a 53.2, which isn't bad.
Yeah,
he's 20 years old.
Ooh,
right? He plays attacking mid. So like
he plays for RSL.
He does play for RSL.
All right, I only know that because there's only a few games this weekend, and I know RSL plays Galaxy,
and they're one of them. So do you know who it is?
You said he's 20.
I think he's 20. Yeah.
RSL, is it my boy with the same last name? Is it Luna?
It is Diego Luna.
Let's go, Diego Luna.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's and we may talk about this at some point. The 22 under 22 list just came out today. And he is on there, and he is he's a good prospect, I think. And he's pretty cheap for a U23, you know?
Yeah, I am actually a pretty big fan of Diego Luna. I think it was earlier this year when it was the U20. Was it the World Cup this year? Was that what it was this year?
It was the U20 like CONCACAF.
Yeah. Whatever that was.
Qualifying for the World Cup.
Okay, that's what it was. I had tuned in because Mikey Halliday had gotten called up, so of course I was going to watch the youth. You know, I had to do the thing.
That whole team is crazy good.
Yes, and then it was like, what is it? Like Brandon Craig, like Jack McGlynn, like dude, like ballers, bro.
Quinn Sullivan,
yep.
Diego Luna was really good.
Whoa,
Jalen Neal was on that team, I think.
Wait, shout out to Duncan McGuire real quick, who got his first call up.
There you go. That's
to the camp, and he started. Let's go. They didn't televise the score or stream it anywhere, so I don't really know what happened, but Duncan McGuire. But yes, that team is incredible. But anyway, I tuned in to watch Mikey Halliday left going, I need to own a Diego Luna because holy smokes. And he does it for RSL sometimes, like you said, like he kind of lost his spot.
Really get the chance though. Like he's subbed a lot.
Right.
And even when he doesn't sub, he plays like 64 minutes. Like this must have been an injury, but like 69 minutes. Like he's not playing the whole game yet. You know, he's like one of those guys that I could see 100% being that like big breakout type guy for next year.
No, yeah, for sure. Like
and he's got the AA. Like he's got the AA. He's gonna score some goals. So like I could just see him really being good next year.
But even then, for like even like you said, like you mentioned that he's not playing full games and he's still managing to like get some decent scores. Imagine if he was actually playing full 90, full fit, and a couple of the years under his belt. That's a good. I was actually, yeah. No, I actually really.
He's
love
averaging
that
a 12.5 AA without
Yeah.
really even playing the whole game.
Right.
You know? Like he's probably averaging in the 15 to 18 range, like actually per 90. So like you look at his per 90 analytic stats, they're like the percentiles are very similar to Ricky Pooch.
I love it. Which
And he doesn't play defense at all, just like Ricky Pooch doesn't. So that does limit his upside some.
Man, what are you gonna do with no Ricky Pooch in the playoffs, bro?
Oh man.
Oh man. He carried you all season, didn't he? Do you know like off the top how many rewards?
Whoa. He's part of a very deep U23 core that we have. So I wouldn't say he carried us. Okay.
I don't know, man. Who else is gonna carry, man? If we keep do you know his since you own one, do you know his contract situation? Like would Ricky Puig be a good shout for next year? Because like we were talking, like things are low. Things are in the dumps. Like right now is a good time to start looking at next year.
30th, 2024. So he did one of those Carlos Vela like sign on the European calendar.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like to the summer.
Right.
Probably has an extension.
He's probably here through the first part of the year, and then he'll probably get a big move in the summer. That's what I would
You think
guess.
so? Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, what if LA go? Surely they're going to tear everything down, and yeah,
I just think he's too good to not have like somebody decent come calling at some point.
He came from Barcelona.
I know.
I mean, yeah.
So like you're telling me like Benfica, like he wouldn't go to Benfica over LA Galaxy, or like somebody else that's in the Champions League that like honestly, he can go play against Barca.
Send him to Serie A right now, to be honest.
AC Milan, like pair him up with Captain America and goalkeeper Giroud.
And Yunus Musa.
Yunus Musa.
Oh, love me some Yunus Musa, boy. I actually think can you look up Yunus Musa real quick?
He's really not good in Sorare. I want to see Musa forever.
I want to see what his scores are now at AC Milan if he's even playing.
He's really not good.
Yep, not any better. But he looks so good on the pitch.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like he's so good.
He's literally so good, and it just doesn't show up.
What does he do for the US?
I mean, they're better-ish, right?
I mean, look at like these are all starts, and he's like 10 AA, never scores. Like he's complete trash on Sorare.
Oh, man,
but I would take him to my team in a heartbeat.
Oh, 100%.
Like he's like the Nuobodo, except Nuobodo actually has a good score, like decent scores at least.
Oh, he's Nuobodo gets forward.
Right.
He just pings into Acosta, and Acosta does everything else. He just has those line breaking passes.
I just love Yunus Musa, and you can't take the ball off him.
Oh, he's so silky.
He never turns it over. It's crazy.
Oh, he's definitely one of those players that like make it look easy. Like he's just like effortless. He's just out there just vibing, just making it happen. But yeah, I hate players that do that and then they just don't translate to Sorare. It grinds my gears. so upsetting. So upsetting.
So are we done with the grinding gears part, or is there something else?
No, we kind of ran through everything. I thought that we were gonna hit on the market being down and the economy just being trash and everything's going to zero. But
I just think that's normal Sorare.
Yeah, I feel like we weren't really.
The market just slowly like dies. Like that's just how this game works. So I don't have to complain about that.
Honestly, like and you know me, I'm normally pretty okay. Like I'm usually at the point where I'm like, I'm gonna go shopping, and even now I'm like, I don't know if I want to go shopping. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm not trying to catch a falling knife. And I don't know where that knife lands right now.
Fair.
I'm not like worried. I'm not like fear mongering. I think it's gonna get like, it's almost like capitulation where it's like, oh, like it's like scary, like squeaky bumhole time. And then, yeah, I mean, after that, I think it'll be fine. I think there's enough partnerships. I think there's enough
I just have too much fun to like leave the game
That too.
fully.
Yeah.
Although I'm having less fun at MLB with their stupid playoff rules.
We could throw it
But
in, yeah.
no, like I just have too much fun, and I'm already out with all of the money that I put in. You know, it's like I'm not risking anything to play. You know?
Right.
So, like,
That's different.
if it goes down, it goes down. Like it's still fun. It's still entertaining. Like I just don't. I don't have like that. Like I have to like make money off this at this point. Like I don't have that.
Which is
I just
probably a fantastic feeling. Yeah.
like in my mind, it's just like as this keeps like as the supply gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like stuff is gonna get probably cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and it's gonna get to like a point where it's just like it basically just free to play anyway, you know. But like, I don't care because it's fun. And
Yeah,
I think it's a lot of fun, and you can like make smaller trades within like the like there, and it's seasonal, right? Like it goes up at times, and it's exciting and fun then because it's going up, and then when it's going down, it's just fun. So like, literally can't lose, you know?
Yeah. Another thing is, and I've been thinking about this for a while because I've seen so many people like they're selling out, like things are going down, like supply demand. Like everyone loves to throw out the whole like supply demand, supply scarcity. It's like I feel like half of these people like go out and just throw it out there because everybody else is, but don't actually grasp the concept of like the supply and demand curve and like what that actually entails. Like you're just like kind of throwing things at the wall and hoping it sticks. But like I don't know. It is like you said, it's cyclical, but it's at the same time like I find it hard to find the words to say this where like it doesn't like I don't come off like an asshole, but it's like pick your spots better. Like
yeah,
you're like literally losing money because you're buying the guy whose L15 is 70 because everybody else is already selling. It's too damn high. Like you and like I get it. It's hard. I do it all the time. Trust me, I do it too. Like I'm not saying that like I'm perfect and I don't do it because I do. I lose all the time. By the way, Chris, that Halong Wane trade didn't work out. I got too greedy. All right. I got too greedy.
I told you.
Listen, I bought it for like 25. I had it listed for 35. There was a few that like sold in the 30s. I just didn't get there. I never got there. And I'm pissed because like I bought right before this spike. I bought right before it. So like one of those like small little ones before the spike were mine. Let me see if I'll actually just pull it up to be honest.
Yeah, just do it on your account so we can see the dots.
You can see the
dots. Data is a great website where we can see the dots.
Oh man. Let me add this up here. Let's get See? I could have sold. I could have sold. It didn't get to where I wanted it to. I wanted it to get up here. But another thing is that I already have one down here, right? So realistically, I could have sold
on that one now too.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I'm almost break even, but
like you said, this is the low point. So like, don't sell now.
Yes, like these buys,
you know,
like even though it sucks right now, I'm gonna have to hold for like another 6 months or whatever till the season comes back. But these, even if it goes like down here a little bit, like it's still gonna bounce back up here. And look, if it stops here,
stays on this team, and Reynoso stays in this team, he's gonna bounce to like 0.02 probably at some point.
That's
Like I bet it hits 0.02 at some point before the season.
I wanted to at least come back to like this range again, like somewhere in here, anywhere in here. I don't care, even like 0.2. I'm down to sell it. That's fine with me. But yeah, I will admit I will take my L. Yeah, I took the L on that. But dude, it happens. Pick your spots better. Stop buying the top. And you know what? And like,
are you buying to trade or are you buying to play the game?
And like,
you know,
it's one of those things where it sucks not having the shiny new thing that you want and you feel like you need right now. But if you wait a little bit,
big breakout player.
Because I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times when you're looking at players to buy, it's right before the game week locks for that week. And guess what? Everybody else is looking at the market too. And everybody else is buying stuff up. And you're going to pay a little bit more. You're going to pay that premium. Just pick your spots better.
So, one thing you can do with that information, right, is look at like, hey, who's been that shiny new toy that everybody spent oodles and oodles of money on at one point, and it like didn't work out and it went way down. But like, there's a reason everybody spent all this money on, right?
Yes.
So once it goes down, buy him then, you know?
And again,
like,
it's not always going to work out. It doesn't always work.
It may
like
not
that.
work out. Like, you may end up with nothing, but
your odds are better. But you're in a better position.
Take Jack Price, for example, right? Take my guy.
You're still on this Jack Price thing, aren't you?
Eventually, it's going to work out.
I'm not buying it.
But he's free right now. He's literally 0.007. It's $1, right? Like, he's literally free. And yes, it's not going to get back to here, right? It's not going to be 0.15. But like, he's going to be, just because the market's moved from this, right?
Right.
He's going to be like a Lucho Acosta level player, right? He's going to be a Ryan Gauld level player when he eventually, at some point, ever plays soccer again. You know what I mean? Like that's what he plays. I mean, he's 30 years old, so like he's not that old yet. He's gonna have
back-to-back injuries though.
Back-to-back major injuries. True.
Back-to-back major injuries.
Granted, true. So like there is risk to this, but he's also free. So like you're not giving up a whole lot to try and do this.
That risk reward, baby. That's
so
my favorite.
Would you rather buy him or would you rather buy Lucho Acosta right now for $35? Like you can buy what?
$35 for a Lucha Limited. Hold on.
You can buy 35 Jack Prices, or you can buy one Lucho Acosta.
Okay.
You know what
Let
I mean?
me ask you this.
And to me, they're very similar players.
Who are you offloading those 30 Jack Prices to? Who? Please tell me. Tell me 30 people that are playing the MLS that want to buy your Jack Price.
I forget who I did this with.
I won't buy more than 3 of a player at all. More than that, like it's not.
Well, I tried it with Aaron Long, and that didn't work at all.
Yeah. How many are you still holding exactly?
I still have a bunch of Aaron Long. That's why we give them away for everything, because I still got a bunch of them.
Yeah, even I got some.
But it worked with, I think Maher I did it with. I bought a bunch of Mahers at one point. He was really low.
I do like Jack Maher, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, see, look at this. Look at how many times I bought and sold this guy. Right?
Nice.
And then, so I left him up here. I didn't even hit this. Like, I could have just held a little longer and gotten even more. But then he drops again to free because he stopped, because I think he got hurt or something. And I just picked up like 3 more, you know? So like this kind of thing is like, it's not that hard. Like these ups and downs, like I know what kind of player Jack Maher is. He's an under 23, although he is only under 23 for another half a season. So you have to take that into account. He's an under 23 defender that's going to score like mid 50s roughly, generally. It's like he should be around like 0.03 in the current market. You know, so if I can get one at 0.001, I'm tripling my money there. Man, like this stuff's not that hard.
I mean, it takes practice, right? Like you need to learn how to figure it out, and like once you get it,
and luck, like it takes some luck too.
It does take luck. But like another one of that, and I'll show you this one, the Hector Herrera trade, where like I bought my first one.
That was great.
Right, and I used it, and then the season was ending. The season was shit. Over the off season, guess what? I bought 2 more. And then I might have sold a little too early.
But like it doesn't even matter because you still made money on it.
But guess what? I made money on both of these. Now this one's basically free. So he's completely risk-free. We're like, oh, this looks like, oh God. Like I'm like not holding the bag because I've made my money back. And I still have one to use, which is a great scorer in the MLS. So it's like off-season. This is what we're talking about. Off-season. If you prepare, and I know it sucks to hold on for stuff, but if you just prepare and you take the time and you zoom out and like look at it from long, then you're fine. Because I'm not worried about my valuation because it's fine because I bought forever ago.
Yeah.
See, and this is why I hate talking like I feel like an asshole because I feel like I'm just like gloating like, get better.
This is
kid.
like, this is so easy. But it's like,
but I've also been trading for 3 years.
So it does take experience. Like it takes time and effort.
It takes screen time, and I've said it before. I've said it on the streams. It is market tuition. You can't get away from it. Like, bro,
and it's soccer knowledge. Like you have to know the players too, you know?
I want to put it out there, and I don't talk about it much because I hate it. My Pedro Gallese that I own, I paid like $200 something for it. Now you can get one for $20. Like, it's fucking. And at the time, I thought I was getting a deal. I thought I was getting a deal.
Ask John Nellis about Ronald Acuna.
Oh my
And
god.
he's the freaking MVP this year. And he's still way overpaid for him.
I actually haven't looked at this graph in a while, and like I'm scared too. Oh god.
Here, I'll show
he
you a
at?
guy that I had no idea who he was.
Oh, I did
I
flip
made
one
a
here.
big
I
mistake.
forgot it flipped one this summer. But yeah, dude, look at this peak. Oh man. That hurts.
Buying in that hype.
I made money on this one.
But see, at the time, like that's what a goalkeeper costs, you know? Like some of this is just like you have to take it by the market, if that makes sense.
Well, like even like this is a perfect example. Like this was a completely different market. This was this summer way down, but it still kind of did the same thing. Bought in the off season, it pumped up again, and then it's just the real down. But you just gotta get in now. That's it.
So I got a Dino Hotic, and I don't know why these are both like green dots because it was just one trade, I think.
Oh wow.
But I got a Dino Hotic like down here, and it went up a little bit, and I was like, sell, and then it went all the way up to 0.7 just because I never heard of this guy. I never knew who he was at all.
Oh,
now he's in the Polish league, and I guess it's probably not covered, and now he's back to 0. It's like this is the kind of like stuff that happens,
dude.
And like he's 28. Like if I had some sort of knowledge that he was going to go back to Belgium, I'd probably buy one. You know,
that almost hurts worse than like losing money. It's just like seeing him like selling out.
You had it, and then you sold right before this gigantic rise.
Oh my!
And this is not small, right? Like I sold for 0.05, and it peaked up at 0.8.
Put that into dollars for normal people.
That's like 20x, something like that.
Oh,
we're talking
Lord,
255 as opposed to like 1,600.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. But what can you do? You can't win them all, huh?
And now he's worth $5.
Get that off my screen. That's ugly.
He's worth $5.
Oh man. I thought my gaze from 200 to like 20 was bad. That sucks. But you still profited though, right?
I did still make I made a $100 profit.
There you go. Listen, the last thing I'll say on this, because I really do. Like I always feel bad talking about it because I'm just like, ugh, it sucks. It's like an uncomfortable thing. It's like, look, trading is just a loser's game, right? The only way you win is for another sucker to buy it high from you, right? Like somebody is still losing,
or if the market goes up.
Yes. Yeah,
which is why we want the market to go up so that we don't feel as bad.
Yeah.
we execute good trades.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, like trading, like as a concept, like awful, but it's capitalism. This is America, baby. You know, do what you gotta do. Okay. Whew, that was fun. I love that conversation.
So
I love talking about.
We have like about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Before like it's time to go, right?
Yeah. I'm hungry.
So
it's dinner time.
Here's like going along with the trading like theme, right?
All right.
Here's something that I like to do. Right? I know generally people. I know kind of the league. Like I know who's like decent and who's not decent.
Yeah.
And you can even pull up like that U22 under 22 thing. Because like that's even if you have no idea about the league at all, you can kind of look at those U22 guys and go, okay, like these guys are some guys I might want to go look at.
That's true.
So,
well, you got to do a little research because if some of these guys get that really crappy move overseas where they're just going to bench ride, that sucks.
To some degree, but you can also hold them like longer term. And there's like this is not like foolproof. Like I can just go start going down the list and buying all these guys, right? But you can like take this as like a list of ideas, right? And we talked about Diego Luna already and how I think he's a really nice breakout player because he played, he either was substituting in or only playing the first 60 minutes. So like if he actually gets a full chance to be a full starter, like his analytics say that he should be pretty good, right? So you can go down the list and just go through different people. Now my list is like a little more like I've been in this league a long time. Like I know a bunch of players. So I literally just take the rankings like doc in Sorare and I just go down here, right? Like I just sort it by either limited value or I'll sort it by L40.
Right.
and I'll just literally just go down the list and say like, okay, who's cheap? So like Nasita, I know him. He's not worth like anything at this point. Ada Morris is really good. So like that price is something. And then you just compare the prices to everybody, right? You just look at like Ada Morris's 0.01, Tolkien's 0.093, Longway's 0.099.
Dude,
So,
I haven't
like,
been looking
we
at
should
MLS
be-
prices. These are cheap.
So like, but right now, right, I'm thinking I should be looking for like an elite type level player at like 0.08 to 0.01, right? Or 0.008 to 0.01. Like Facundo Torres is like kind of the bottom. It's like Mascara.
Could be leaving too, that's why.
If I thought Mascara was an elite prospect, then I might like jump on that 0.045.
Because it's almost guaranteed that on a spike it's going to like 0.01 too.
Right, because that's where their like elite level U23 guy is. Now Santi Rodriguez is an interesting one because he's 23, so he only has a half year left. It's like that does bring his price down, like his value down a little bit. So I don't even think that's like too low, I guess. Danny Pereira has a cap, so I don't think I would go with him. He's a defensive mid that's never really going to score, and he's never really going to put out more than like 10 to 15 AA. So he's not really going to be worth a ton. So like I'm looking for like specific types of players. Like Jalen Neal's a good one, right? Look at this, Jalen Neal hasn't played any games, dirt cheap right now. I know he can hit AA. I know he's going to be really good. So like I'll probably go and buy like 6 Jalen Neals, right? And then just keep
that
him.
makes you so uncomfortable.
You know, just keep him forever until eventually he like has a day.
Has a one day, but that's the thing. But you also have to time it. Like right now, if he saw the pitch on decision day, nobody would care. No, it wouldn't move. But maybe going into next season, he has some preseason hype. Maybe I don't know.
This dude's appeared for the U.S. national team, has he not?
So have a lot of kids.
He played the Gold Cup. Yeah, he started for the U.S. national team. He's 20 years old.
Oh,
like okay. What are we doing here? You know,
see, nobody's gonna buy him on decision day, but they'll buy him at the beginning of next season.
Like I'll actually legitimately probably get a rare, and then like a bunch. I'll just replenish my stock of limited cards. Like I'll just have like 6 of them. Now sometimes it doesn't work, right? Like sometimes you get your Jaquil Marshall Ruddies of the world that I'm still just holding because I think he's really good, but he just has not ever moved ever. So like I'm still just sitting on 5. But he's 19. Like I still have another decade before I've actually lost this trade, you know? Like it's really not that hard. And I bought them
10 years to not be wrong. That is 10 years to not be wrong.
Exactly.
Like I like those odds.
Super easy. And honestly, like if I didn't already have 5, I'd probably go and buy some Jaquil Marshall Ruddy because I believe in him long term as a player. It's like at some point he's gonna have a day in the sun.
Bogush 0.002.
McGlynn's a good one. Like if you think McGlynn is elite, like this is not a bad price for an elite player. No,
I love Jack McGlynn. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I thought you were saying no. Brian Gutierrez, another one. If you think he's elite, like that's not a
Jack
bad
Maher is awesome. Jack Maher at 0.0001, bro. Such a good. He
and Jalen Neal are basically the same player, except Maher is like 3 years older. So like I think Maher should be valued a little less than Jalen Neal just because of the age. But like they have the same potential. Like they're both like solid to above average MLS defenders. You know, like when they're playing at home against bad teams, they're viable to start an all-star. Like against anybody around the world. Like they will bang 70s and 80s at times.
Are you picking up the highest Magno for 0.0?
Holzkamp's an interesting one. Magno, it depends on if you believe in him or not. Like that one's is just a flat out judgment call. I believe
that's
in him.
On you.
Like I believe in him. You. To be fair, like I believe in him. I would take that price in a heartbeat.
I've taken his recent scores because after we kind of had a discussion about him, like he kind of started scoring some goals again.
Yeah, he's back in the lineup a little bit, but like the thing with him is he's got the AA, right? So I always look at AA as a starter because if you sub a lot, your AA artificially gets dropped because you're not playing as many minutes.
That's true.
So I always look at AA just as a starter. It's like 11 AA for a forward is fantastic for the MLS. Not to mention a U23 forward. It's like,
and New York was extra bad this year, so it's
they
like,
were terrible. Yeah. So like if he plays, he's an elite level forward for me at least. So like again, we're looking at that like 0.08, 0.01 range. He's below that.
How much was
one,
Magno was so hyped when he came up first came onto the platform last year? How much did he go for? Like his first limit?
He was a lot. I mean I paid a lot for this one of from this year.
Oh wow, holy smokes. I didn't even realize he did that. Go all. Whew.
Damn. Those are
yeesh. Buddy.
Put it in dollars for you.
Oh
he was
man.
Going at one point for like $400.
Wow.
Crazy. So like I was pumped to get him at 65
and that was
now he's free. But like I don't even care. I have
two seasons of Sorare, and that's just like two different markets, like 100% two different.
Well,
markets.
it's two different markets, but it's also like look at these scores.
Yeah,
like this isn't what you want.
But I mean, even if he had those scores right now, Lucho costs us $35 putting up the same scores. Like the entire, it's so different.
Lucho's a midfielder, not a forward, so like that matters a lot too. Forwards are a lot more scarce. It's harder to find.
I was talking about the scores.
Lucho's scores, I feel like, are better than this, to be fair. But like he could produce these scores. Like this is 100% possible, given he's in a decent situation, which right now he's not.
Tyus Magno for $6 is just.
I buy like 100.
You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it.
I think that's like one of the most underpriced things out here,
especially because like.
Harry
he's clearly done it.
Not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. Because I know Harry's not on like that list, but he's got like pop off potential. He's a left back, which hurts him a little bit.
Well, I think they announced today that Kai's not.
Kai Wagner's leaving.
Yeah, and so is Bedoya. Rest in peace, MLS legend.
Yeah, sad, but like he's been starting anyway, somewhat. And I think this is what like scared a lot of people is like he didn't start consistently.
Dude,
like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Once Kai Wagner's gone, hold on. Once Kai Wagner's gone, you're getting this. Damn. At U23 too. Like you have a full year of U23 57 average for free. Right? $2. That's it. That's all you have to pay for him. It's like I think that's a good shout. And like this is the time nobody wants to buy right now. That's when you got to buy. Like you got to go against the grain.
Buy when it's ugly.
Sit here and do this all day, but like
we could.
That's the mentality, right?
No, yeah, it really is like at the end of the day. Sometimes you just got to hold yourself accountable and be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't blame Sorare and that they spent all this time fixing their UI and not fixing the game to make your bags better. It's like, hey, make better purchases or pick your spots better. I don't know. They just
look at the guy no one else wants to look at. Like the guy that everyone was looking at a year ago is probably pretty good. If no one's looking at him right now, like why? Is it because he got hurt? Nobody wants to wait
because everybody's been patient.
Because he's just like he's got a bad coach and they're gonna fire the coach soon. Like coaching matters a lot. Like you get a new coach in there and you can completely change your scores. So yeah, I think
it all comes down to patience. Nobody has patience. Everyone wants to get rich overnight. They want to be a millionaire overnight. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the time. And, when 3 days pass and they're not a millionaire on Sorare, the game sucks. It's the only option. It is what it is. All right. Down with the mark. Down. I'm just kidding. I love this game. It's fun. Even when it went to 0, you know what? I came here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm saying? Chris.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say? Anybody else you want to pump at this point? Anything else you would like to promote, say, do, and or see before we get out of here?
Anything else I want to pump, you say?
Oh, no.
Does anyone see the scarf behind me?
Okay. Give it to me. Lay it
in. Come on. Put it up there.
Riverhounds are fucking massive.
Huge.